Hi y'all, this is me, Tamela Clover. It's my second video. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about my health. Um, for those who don't know, I have some chronic pain issues. I think it might be fibromyalgia, but I'm still waiting to find out for sure. And I have some injuries like my back and neck that cause some problems as well. And starting around COVID time, I got a job where I wasn't really moving around as much. I worked nights and I mostly just sat there. And also, I wasn't able to go to my regular places to work out. So I wasn't able to go to the yoga studio or like to the gym downstairs because everything was closed. And even going outside for a while seemed a little bit like, I don't know if I want to be around people right now. So I just really wasn't taking care of my fitness during this time. And there's also a lot of stress happening, like a lot of uncertainty with what was going on in the world. And I'm like, I'm just gonna give myself permission to eat whatever I want. And I think that was an okay call for me in that moment. However, I just let that moment go on maybe too long. And so being more sedentary and also eating more sweets to cope with what was going on around me, I gained some weight, which was hard on my body's frame. And also my fitness level started to decrease. And I was mostly just hanging out with people very close to me. So everybody was so nice about me. They were really nice. Like, they weren't saying like, oh, you're gaining some weight, or like, how's your health, or anything like that. So I was just kind of able to go under the radar a little bit. And by the time everything started to open back up, I was pretty used to not working out and not eating great. And it really started to take a toll on my body, like noticeably. I was having a harder time moving as much, standing as long, walking as far. And I was a little ashamed because I'm like, how did I let my health get to this level? And so I didn't want to tell anyone, because as nice as my friends were, I was afraid, like, wow, they're gonna think all these negative things about me. I'm still really young. I'm too young to be having problems this serious with my physical health. And it's kind of my fault in a lot of ways, even though there was a lot going on. And so I tried to hide it. And I hid it for about a year, where I was making excuses why I couldn't go places, why I couldn't do things, why I couldn't hang out with people, and really just limiting myself to what I was allowing myself to do. And at the start of this year, I was invited on a trip with a friend, and I almost didn't go because I thought, how can I hide what's going on with my health from this person if I'm going to be walking around a bunch on a trip? But I did go, and I actually hurt my ankle. So I had to take care of that when I got back. And at that point, I realized, wow, this is getting serious. Like, my health is just really not where it needs to be. And like, I need to stop making excuses and do something. And I felt so overwhelmed. Like, where do I even start? And I decided for me to join a gym that wasn't the one downstairs, but like an actual one, because it had a swimming pool. And I love water. And I thought for my pain management, that would be really easy on my body. It's something that I would like and that maybe I would be consistent with. So I made the investment. It wasn't too expensive for me, but gyms aren't for everyone, especially if you have a free gym with some weights and things like that that you can already use. Different things work for different people. But for me, I wanted to go to the gym. And I also wanted some support, so I finally decided to contact one of my good friends and confess to her like exactly what was going on with me. And she was so supportive. She didn't blame me or say anything negative. She just said, when are we going to the gym? And she was so consistent. Like, she would call me up or text me, are we still going to the gym this weekend? Are we still doing that? And like, I got some family, once I told them what was going on, to also support me, and they would sometimes go with me. And I thought, wow, I'm really gonna start making some like headway on my fitness. Like, it's gonna be great. Like, I'm doing the right things now. Started to eat a little bit better. And then one day, on the way home from the gym, I got in a really bad bike accident and I broke my left wrist, which was, well, that's not great. But then I also broke my left foot. And the kind of break I got was, I think it's called a Liz Frank, like fracture or something. It's really serious, and I had to have surgery. And the surgery was really one of the more intense foot surgeries you can have. Basically, I, up until like the last week or so, have been in my bed, unable to walk at all. And now I'm allowed to start walking with some limited mobility on crutches in a boot, and it's really hard. And so when this all happened, I was feeling so discouraged again. I'm like, I was doing the right thing, and then this really bad thing happened, and now my life is so much worse. And I wouldn't have even been out if I wasn't doing the thing for my health. And it's kind of like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, how am I supposed to like get back in shape and get my fitness and health in check, like if I can't even walk like at all? And I just didn't know where to start. And I started to feel really depressed and really isolated. And yeah, some of my friends would come and like, people were really there for me, like supported me, but it's just really hard, feeling like I was further behind than when I first started. And so about 5 days ago or so, I'm like, you know what? I just really need to take some action. Like, I need to take control. I need to do what I can do, regardless of how I'm feeling or where I think like I can get to. And I'm like, I'm allowed to go on crutches a little bit. Maybe I can make it down to the gym and work on my arms and my back, like get some strength happening, until I could do other types of exercise. And so that's what I've been doing. Like, almost every day, I have been coming down to the gym, and it's been hard. Like, it is not easy for me to walk even on crutches in the boot. It is tiring and it hurts, and it's a little scary because I feel so unstable, and I'm a little afraid that like I could hurt myself again. But I do feel better. Like, I have to say, I feel just after a few days of doing like weights, like I do feel a little bit better, and more than that, I feel like I'm doing something. Like, I'm making a choice for me. And I'm making this video because I think there's a lot of people, especially during the pandemic, that may be in similar situations as me, who maybe aren't where they want to be physically, for their health, and don't know where to start, and feel overwhelmed and maybe even a little depressed or anxious. And so I want to invite anyone who's feeling like that to go on this kind of journey with me, as I'm going through it. And maybe we could support each other a little bit. And, every choice is a moment where we could do something better. We could do something new. And even just a little bit can really start to help. And so it's still early. It's still early on. It's only a few days in. But I'm going to do my best to stay consistent with this and add new things. And I really want to do things that I enjoy. I want to get back in the pool. I'm so jealous of everybody who's been swimming this summer. So jealous. But I also want to do stuff like go into yoga again, and maybe trying things I never even thought I would try. And seeing just how far I can go. And kind of also accepting my body. Like, You know, in the past I might have thought like, oh, I'm gonna do all this weights, maybe my arms are gonna get too big. You know, now I'm like, bring it on, like, go ahead, let me have big arms, like, let them be strong. Like, let me be a strong person and like have strength and find health and like, you know, feel better. And I just really hope that for all of you too. Like, I want you to feel like you can attempt anything, even if you don't know how it's going to turn out. Like, it's worth the risk. It's worth taking that chance. And like, even if it seems like you've only done a little bit, like, you should be proud of yourself. Like, you're starting a new journey. You're beginning perhaps a new chapter of who you are. And like, you deserve to have your very best life. So, before I get too emotional, as I am wont to do, I'm gonna say goodbye to y'all, and I'm hopefully gonna make another video in the next couple of days, talk a little bit about some things that I'm looking forward to, some things I wanna do outside of my health. And as always, feel free to share in the comments things that you're going through, things that you're thinking, things that you're worried about. And if you ever need a little advice or just like some like comfort, like, reach out and I will do my best to be there. For tonight, good night, lovelies, and take care. This is Tamela Clover signing off.